Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at most likely the fastest team for the current Sunshine Cup. As you're going to have here another video where I have COVID, so if I sound weird, I'm sorry. Cannot really change it, but we're going to encounter a Vigoroth immediately in the lead, which is going to be very nice. We're going to have the most toxic team here. We're going to have the Shadow Victory Bell in the lead. We're going to have our Shadow Golem in the back there. Don't know if there are any other Pokemon that you can use. You can use Shadow Graveler, of course, or Shadow XL Geodude, but sadly, I also saw some people asking in the comment section, like the video 2 days ago, most likely. I actually don't know what's going to happen on my channel for the next few days because I'm sick. Where I also was playing Golem, if I could use the alone version of it, but the alone version is not allowed for this cup, as there is some, it loses the ground typing, and the ground typing makes this Pokemon available here. It uses for the electric typing, so it's not really ideal. But here we're going to see the Gliscor coming in. We have here the fast move pressure of Rock Thrower as well, so we're going to have the Acid Spray coming through here, going to be able to allow us to just go ahead, let this move go through here, going to knock them out straight away. I'm going to let them actually nearly knock me out here, and I'm going to die on the same turn, which now allows me to farm them all the way down with my Victory Bell, and even with COVID, I'm still going to be able to pull out some sick plays here, which will allow us here, of course, to win this game. As you're going to encounter another Vigoroth in the lead, you're going to be able to stay in here. That's definitely the matchup you want to do. You can play this out a little bit differently as well if you want to. You can go for the Leaf Blade, allowing you to either get the Shield Bag or get the knockout against the opponent here, or you're going to try to catch the move onto the Magcargo. You have to definitely count the moves. Sometimes I didn't do it, and then I was one too early, which then results of the opponent being able to swap, basically go for one boulders already, which is really, really bad for us. But here we're going to be able to go for still one Overheat, allowing us to get the opponent's Swamp Head pretty low, and we will have definitely the choice here to let this move go through. We're going to try to farm them all the way down with our Victory Bell as well. I think they have 2 moves out already. Let's take a look what we can do here. We're going to let this move go through here. Can we farm them all the way down? We cannot, because the opponent actually going to nearly knock us down here. Now it's all down to Golem. I don't think the Golem can do anything here, right? You see the Noctowl coming in, which is an interesting play. They try to catch a move here, which literally doesn't matter because, bro, you have 2 shields up there. I still have 1 shield, and I'm going to call that this is a bait, and this bait call going to win me the game here. If they went for the Shadow Ball or something, I would have lost this one, but I had to call the bait there. I think they would have got to another charge move here, and this is going to be a very good game. A very good lead for us again. The Shadow Swampert and also a Double coming in here right now. What are we going to do against the Double? We can stay in here for a little bit. We can go for the Leaf Blade, and they're most likely going to be inclined to shield this move up, so they're going to be able to go ahead and go for their next charge move. We're going to swap onto the Body Slam here into our Magcargo, allowing us to get a free fast move through, which is really nice for Incinerate. So you're going to be able to farm them all the way down here, as you're going to see now the opponent coming back into the Swampert. And if you didn't know, this matchup against Swampert is actually kind of funny. If it's a Shadow variant, you can go for a Rock Tomb. Gonna put them pretty low, not for the knockout right yet, but we're going to be able to go for the Overheat here, and this will be able to knock out the opponent's Swampert, allowing us to realign. We're going to see the Noctowl coming in, and you see already, I have my good boy Golem in the back, and Golem is already looking at this Noctowl thinking, that's going to be my breakfast for today. Is you're going to be able to just farm them all the way down here, use one shield, even if they're gonna get 2, 1 Sky Attack here and 1 Shadow Ball. I must say still going to be able to A, survive it, but B, also put them into range where Razor Leaf going to be enough to knock them out. Let's take a look at the next opponent. We're going to see the Victory Bell against a Bombersnore. Not the best lead for me. Should have done it a little bit differently here as well. I should have went into my Golem instead of my Magcargo, to be fair, because Golem is actually not a decent counter against the Bombersnore. So here's something where I would say you should play it a little bit differently. I can still go for some rock moves here against the opponent's Malrek here, allowing me to get the attack drop, and because they're still staying in here, of course, and they have this Pokemon as their best answer for me, I thought I'm most likely going to be able to win this entire game here with Magcargo. We'll be able to go for another charge move here, trying to get the debuff. I will be able to get the debuff here as well, and I will get another fast move through, allowing me to go for another charge move against them as well with the Rock Tomb. Going to get more debuffs on them. The opponent has double super effective moves, but after 3 debuffs, it's not going to hurt me quite that much. As I'm going to still see another move coming through here, going to be another Bone Club here, and going to put us pretty low. We're going to see the Noctowl coming in. I kind of want to keep this Pokemon alive. Sadly, as you're going to see here, we don't really have an answer for anything where we can put our a Victory Bell onto it. And sadly, my opponent going to be perfectly able to farm me all the way down here. I have to go into my Victory Bell, and I have to hope that they don't over-farm too much here, and then I can maybe farm down with my Mechago. Turns out my opponent places basically perfectly, not allowing us to win this game here. They're going to be able to go for one Wither Ball here. They know that they can go for one more fast move before I can get to my move, and if I throw there, I would have lost this game anyway. So this was a very smart play by the opponent, going to lose us in the game here, but very nice played. Next opponent, we're going to see a Miltank. Seeing if it's a rollout or the tackle, I'm going to swap out. Rollout I would stay in for a little bit because rollout doesn't do damage to you. We're going to see a Vigoroth. Here it's a crucial step for this kind of team. You could go for Overheat. It's a risky play. If you get the shield, okay. If you get the knockout, also okay, kinda. Well, of course, as you can see here, they go straight for the bulldoze, which most people don't do. Most people just go for the bait. It's going to be a little bit awkward now for me to still have a chance in this game. I could have played this so much better. If I go for the Overheat, they're actually in a range where I can just farm down afterwards. So that would be way better for me. I'm going to swap out now into my Golem. They still have their Noctowl, of course, around here, and this is not really looking too good for us. Shadow Ball going to get shielded here, and we're going to see the Miltank coming back in here. There's not really a chance for me to win this game. I feel like I can go for one Rock Blast here to try to get the shield, but also, as you can see here on the right side, my Switch Clock is coming back up here, and this is definitely what we're going to try to get here right now. Switch Clock is going to be very important for me, as we're going to be able to go ahead and go for another shield here. They're going to go for a Body Slam. I called the bait before. One Ice Beam definitely would have knocked us out, and we're gonna have to go now into our Victory Bell. We're going to be able to farm them all the way down, and we have now move stored. I'm gonna go ahead and go for the Acid Spray, and in hindsight, I maybe should have went for the Leaf Blade, or I should have went straight for this one, because as you're going to see here right now, it's literally just surviving with a few HP. I think if I went straight for Acid Spray, I would have won this game. I think if I went for Leaf Blade, I would have won this game. And at the end of the day, I'm going to be able to find my own loose con. Isn't this amazing? It is not. Next opponent, we're going to see a Galarian Stunfisk in the lead. This is a tricky Pokemon to deal for this team because your lead is kind of neutral. Mechago is really iffy, to be fair. It really depends on the energy matchup for both of those Pokemon. I think if you have some energy, it's fine. If you don't have energy, it's kind of bad. But here we're going to see first the Flyer in the back, which is going to be a very good tell for us because you can just go ahead and go for the Rock Tomb here. They're going to still let this move go through. This is fine for me. I can let the moves go through here as well because a Victory Bell should not get farmed down by them before we can farm them down because of the debuff of their attack. But we're also still going to be able to go for another charge move here, allowing us to get the final shield by the opponent. They still have to throw another charge move here. We let this move go through, and we will be able to now go into our Golem, farm them down, and they already see, yeah, this Noctowl will not have the best time against the Golem. Has to go for 3 moves, has to bait twice as well, which is definitely a little bit difficult for them. And also we're going to be able to go for the complete BM moves here, and we're going to be able to go for the Earthquake. Earthquake going to knock them out here, and we're going to set this bird flying, and we can go ahead and go into the next game. Another Galarian Stunfisk in the lead, going to be an interesting one. Let's take a look at this. We're going to see a Pidgeot coming in. I love this matchup. I love when they say swap Pidgeot because Pidgeot has less bulk than the Noctowl and also no coverage for this Pokemon here. So what we're going to be able to do is we can farm them down, which will allow us to go for an Earthquake. I saw some people thinking that I should run Stone Edge. I feel like this moveset is the best one, even though PvPoke says something else. I think this is the best one to go for. Rock Blast is your fastest charge move to go for, which helps you out quite a bit, and Earthquake, as you can see here, has some very nice uses as well. As you're going to see another flying type in the back, as we can go into our Mechago, and this game is basically over at this point of time. There is not a lot that the opponent can do here. This video is all going to be a little bit shorter. Actually, it's going to be the same amount of battles really that I usually have in this video as well. I think it's around 10 battles. But of course, it's a fast team because we have a lot of toxic Pokemon in here. And so games don't usually take that long. So here we're going to see the opponent surrender, and we can go straight in the next video. Let's take a game. We can see here the perfect lead for us, the Stunfisk, as we're going to also see a Vigoroth coming in. I think this is the game I misplay hard because I didn't count the counters of the Vigoroth. Let's take a look at this one. Yep, I swapped one too early, and as you can see here, that's what I mean before. It is sadly impossible now for you to not use another shield here in order to realign your Pokemon, so it's not really ideal here for us either. We can go for at least one Overheat. But again, if you just went for one more fast move, the opponent had literally 0 chance of getting to a Bulldoze. So honestly, misplay on my part there. Should have counted the moves a little bit better, but yeah, I guess COVID is kind of an excuse for that. I hope, at least. I don't know. We're going to be able to go into the Victory Bells. We're going to see the Obama Snow coming in. This is going to be a tough one to still win. We can go at least and go for the Acid Spray here, and we will be able to farm them all the way down here. But sadly, the opponent going to now have the perfect range for me to get farmed down by the Thundershock. Is going to be double resisted, of course. course. So they do basically 1 damage. They're gonna get so much energy here, sadly, that there is not a lot that I can do about this one. They're going to be able to go for 1 Mud Bomb, and 1 Mud Bomb will be enough to finish me off here, sadly. So that's going to be a loss here. But let's take a look at the next game. We're going to see here the Macago in the lead. Horrible for us, we're going to swap out. As you're going to see in Incinerate version of the opponent, we can just go ahead and stay in here. I want to go for my Rock Tomb as well, but of course, we're going to be 1 turn late because we had to swap out here. In comes now the opponent's Vigoroth. We can go ahead and go for 1 charge move here. Going to go for the debuffing move, a Rock Tomb, and I should most likely go ahead and go for another Rock Tomb here, but I'm going to decide to go for the Overheat just for the fun. Can we hit this one? We cannot. At least we're going to be able to get a shield from this one here, as we can allow to go into our Victory Bell, allowing us to farm them all the way down here. As the Body Slam is coming through, we're going to be able to go ahead and farm them all the way down, but I'm actually going to decide to let this move go through. I have to hope that Golem going to be able to knock them out. Let's take a look what they're going to have in the back. We're going to see here the opponent waiting and deciding to go into the Macago, allowing me to go for 1 Rock Blast. They most likely expect that they can still lift this from that range, but they cannot. And we see a Gliscor coming in. Luckily, this is a Shadow version of this Pokemon, which will put them definitely in a better range for me to farm them all the way down with my fast moves. And as you're going to be able to see here, they are literally going to go down here from my fast move damage alone. And the Golem here going to be able to sweep the entire team from the opponent basically at the end game, which is very nice for us. Let's take a look at the final game of today. We're going to see here the Piloswine in the lead. Not really ideal. We go for 6 fast move and then swap out, is our Macago will be able to take this Avalanche pretty easily. They're now in range for farm down for both of our Pokemon, and we're going to see a Noctowl coming in. This is definitely a weird choice as a safe stop against the Macago if you already, like, if you can choose which Pokemon you want to go into. This seems to be definitely not the way to go, but this kind of means already that they're going to have 2 flying type Pokemon in the back there as well. So I'm going to let this move go through, at least it's what I expect, and I'm going to go ahead and go into my Golem to try to knock them out here, trying to farm them all the way down, getting all the energy that I can, and we will see here now the Shadow Ball coming through. We will be able to farm them down, but they actually have the Trevenant in the back. This is not ideal, but what we can do here is we can catch the Seed Bomb onto our Victory Bell, allowing us to still go for 1 Leaf Blade as well with a few HP left, forcing the shield from the opponent, allowing us to go for another charge move here with our Golem, going for the Rock Blast. Should win for the Earthquake, would have knocked them out, but this doesn't. But we're still going to be able to farm down here now. And again, the opponent still has 3 Pokemon left, but we have a Golem, and this Golem going to have a great time, especially against this Piloswine here, and also the incoming Noctowl, winning us this final game. And I hope you enjoyed this team. It's going to be a fast one for you to play, maybe if you want to, for the upcoming, or like currently ongoing Go Battle Day. So definitely try this team out if you want to, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!